All right, now that we've assigned our report or paper in Google Classroom, I'm going to open up a brand new blank spreadsheet, and I'm going to make sure I have the add-on called Doctopus added. If you don't have it, you're going to go to Get Add-ons and choose Doctopus and allow it to run. I've already added mine, so I'm going to just go to Doctopus and choose Launch. Now that Doctopus has launched, the first step I need to do is choose which mode I want to use. I want to ingest a Google Classroom assignment because I've already assigned the assignment in Classroom. If I didn't have a Google Apps for Ed domain, I could create a roster of all of my students and their email addresses to their Google accounts, and I can choose the bottom choice. But today we are doing ingest a Google Classroom assignment. Now I need to choose which Google Classroom class I would like to use, and so I am going to choose my second period class, and then I need to choose the actual assignment, which will be my biotech lab conclusion. Alright, so not all of my students have turned in their assignment yet. I can choose to only ingest the ones that are turned in, but I'm going to let it take in the ones that haven't been turned in because maybe some of my students just forgot to press turn in, but they actually completed it. So I'm going to then choose Ingest Assignment. All right, now that it has been ingested, you can see that it's automatically pulled in a bunch of information. My student names, their email address. There's a column if I want to exclude students, and so excluding might be if a student didn't do it or if they've been absent. I can exclude them from some of the different things I could do over on the right-hand side. There's links to their documents, shows me their turned in status, and when the student last edited it. There is a column for grade and written feedback that I could physically type in. But what I would like to do now is I want to attach a Goobric. So I'm going to attach the rubric. In this right-hand column, I'm going to choose Attach Goobric. When I do that, I have a little note about Goobric for Students. Goobric for Students is what I'm going to use to have my students peer edit each other's papers to peer assess. They could also use it to self-assess, and they do need to install a specific extension. And so here's a short link that you could give to your students so that they could easily get that extension. Now, this is a rubric I've used in the past. It's in my recents, but I'm going to go to my drive, and I'm going to find the rubric that I've already created and shared with students in their Google Classroom assignment. All right, here is the rubric, Lab Conclusion rubric, so I'm going to click on that and choose Select. Now at this point, I have some options to make the rubric viewable to students, and I want them to be able to see it. I'm also going to allow them to self and peer assess and send an email notification to students about the rubric. So I'm going to now click Attach Rubric. All right, now my rubric is attached, and there is a link to Goobric for the assessing of the assignments. And I can, at different points, I could go in and I can look for new submissions for the students who haven't turned it in. So tomorrow morning before class, I might want to look and see if anyone has finished, and I could have that updated here saying that it's turned in. I could add a co-teacher if I want to, if I co-teach this class. You can send feedback emails to students. This would be if I gave them feedback here in column L or M. However, when I grade their assignment using the rubric, I will have all of this information filled out. It will bring the scores over, and it will also attach the rubric to the bottom of their document. So in another video, I'll show you how to use the rubric to grade, as well as show you what it looks like from the student perspective in terms of peer and self-assessing. Don't forget, if you teach more than one class period, you need to set up a new spreadsheet for each individual class. So I now need to go into my 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th period and do this same process. So I have a spreadsheet for each class. I'd recommend naming it up at the top by period and what the assignment is.